Hello there. For a long time, we've had our property manager customers asking us for a way for them to do inspections through our mobile app. Well, it's finally arrived. You'll see here on the property manager's view appointment screen that I have an inspector assigned, and that inspector is now ready in the mobile app to be able to do inspections behind their cleaning company. Well, let me take you through a few steps we have to do before you have that ability. So the very first thing you'll want to be able to do as a property manager so that you can perform what we would call a QA inspection is you need to set up your inspection template. So to set up the inspection template, you have a couple of options. If you already have your inspection standards built out, you can send them to us and we can help you. But you can also go to setup and go build out your inspection categories, build out your inspection items, and then you would have a template located here. You can determine what regions and areas those inspection templates apply to. Once you've done that, you can then apply that inspection template to all of the properties by going to a region and area config under properties and applying that inspection template to specific properties just by selecting it from the drop-down menu. Once you've done that, you'll go down to the bottom, hit update, and then that inspection template can then be applied to all those properties. What that means is anytime you perform a QA inspection, or what we would call your property manager inspection, that inspection template is going to be the default for that property. So to know that you have, the system automatically will schedule a QA inspection. It does not require you to complete that for the room to be ready, but it'll automatically assign it. And you can see here on the status center, we have that QA inspection status showing. So once you've set up the template, once you've applied it to the properties, you also want to make sure that you have staff set up as inspectors. Now, with our multi-role use at this point, every person can be set up on the property manager side as a manager and as an inspector. So you want to make sure that when you are setting up your inspectors, you go to Action, View Edit, and then you'll see a checkbox in here. You'll make sure that checkbox is selected for that person and that they're applied to a specific region. Once you've done that, you can then begin assigning them to inspections. To assign them to inspections, you have a couple of different options. When you're scheduling the appointments, you can select the appointment. It'll automatically assign it to your cleaning company, and then you can select your inspectors from there. If the appointments have already been scheduled, maybe through integration or some other method, you go to View. You'll have the option on any given time period or filtered time period. You can select this checkbox. It'll select them all. And then you can assign all those inspections to a specific person, or you can assign them individually to specific people. Now, the system doesn't require you to assign them all. You can unassign them as well so that no one has to do an inspection. You'll see that I've got Danny B assigned to all of these inspections, but if I didn't want to assign Danny to any of those inspections, I could just as easily turn him off and then update it, and then there'd be no inspection there. I want Danny B to be able to do these inspections though. So I'll do that, and it automatically will update. Now, Danny will then log in to the inspection app. If Danny has an email and password, Danny can use the email and password to log in. Danny can also, all of your users can also log in with their user ID and PIN. So I've already got this set up to show you what it would look like from the inspection app. You'll notice at the moment, we're missing a couple of icons that you'd have on the cleaner side. There's no photo icon, no notes icon, and there's a couple of others that are missing. We're working on getting those added, but for the time being, you can still add photos and notes into the system. One thing to note also is you'll see when the cleaner is checked out of a unit and the unit's been turned over to your PM, you'll see it's ready for inspection. Any that have not been turned over to you will still show no activity if they're not ready for inspection yet. So to be able to go in and do the inspection, you would just simply go in and you click your check boxes and your marks and mark them pass or failed. Once you're done, you hit complete inspection and the unit would then be completed. As I said, you can add notes, you can add photos into every individual item. In the future, our future releases, we're planning to allow you to call back the cleaning company. We don't have this mocked up at the moment and configured, but it will be coming shortly. That concludes the video for how to set up and perform an inspection. We ask that you provide us feedback on this particular functionality. Let us know what other functions you would like to see embedded into this system, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being a Resort Cleaning customer.